So, right now, at this exact moment, there's a window open in the AI business world that won't exist in 18 months. I'm talking about the kind of opportunity that comes around maybe like once a decade, and most people are going to miss it because they just move way too slow. So, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly why 2026 is the absolute best year to start an AI powered business. And we're going to be talking about why there are literally no veterans in the space to compete with, how client expectations are so low right now that good enough actually wins, the exact business model that lets you charge premium prices for services that take you 20 minutes to deliver, and why everything I'm about to show you will be 10 times harder to pull off by 2027 and 100 times harder to pull off by 2028. And look, if you're thinking that AI is way too complicated for you, I want you to know that it's not. To this day, I could not code my way out of a paper bag. And I say that because there's this huge misconception where people think AI is harder than it is. And don't get me wrong, you can make it way harder than it needs to be. But there's also a lot of simple ways to use AI. But what we need to talk about is going to be timing, because timing matters so much here. What keeps happening to people that want to build a business online is that they find out about opportunities usually like 3 years too late. And I want you to really think about it, because people were getting into digital marketing agencies ever since like really 2012, 2013, 2014. And it's around that time that you started seeing things take off about like running a social media marketing agency or starting up an SEO business or becoming a website designer. The people that got in early were the ones that were making the most amount of money, dealing with the least amount of competition, and that were able to start extremely lucrative businesses. It was simple stuff back then because they saw the opportunity, they moved quickly, and they became some of the first people to really go mainstream in that market. Fast forward 2 to 3 years, and you start seeing a ton of courses come out on how to run Facebook ads, how to run Google ads, how to run YouTube ads. And by that time, the market was already getting too saturated. Fast forward to 2020 and then 2025, and it just keeps getting harder and harder every year for new people to break into the market. The same exact thing happened with drop shipping, with e-commerce, with Amazon FBA. The easiest way to make money with crypto was investing into it back in 2013. Point being is that every single business opportunity that comes about, there's this golden window where everybody either thinks it's a scam or it's too complicated, and that's why the masses stay away from it. But the smart people, that's when they go all in. And so what's going on right now with the AI space? Right now, we're at the point where it's not mainstream just yet. And to give you an idea, we're at a point where there are about 39.1 million local businesses across the world that need marketing help. Less than 1% of them are using AI. But there's two things that are happening. Number one, it's like business owners understand that AI is the future. They all want to implement it for their business, but they don't exactly know how. There just isn't that like mass market education where, like, if you go talk about Facebook ads, everyone kind of knows what Facebook ads are. But when you go talk about AI marketing, people don't necessarily know what AI marketing is yet. And so that's going on where there's clearly a market opportunity for it. There's clearly market demand for it. And there just aren't enough providers. And then number two, the whole job market in the 9 to 5 space has been falling apart for the last couple of years. And everything started to accelerate after 2020. You just started to see prices inflate everywhere, and salaries just weren't keeping up with it, where new studies are showing that if you make 100 grand a year, that's like the new lower middle class. That's not even that impressive anymore. And everybody's starting to tune in that AI is only going to make this problem 10 times worse, because what's already been happening in 2025 is that companies are laying off, but they're not rehiring. And the reason why is because, let's say in the past you needed 10 people to do a project. Now maybe you only need 7 plus AI, and you can get rid of those 3 other people. And so we're seeing this cycle start to accelerate in 2026. And by the end of the year, I'm willing to bet that there's going to be mass panic where all the people that have known that, like, hey, I should get into the AI space, I should learn AI, but because I was too busy or didn't have enough money or was too overwhelmed or didn't believe in myself or whatever the excuse is, they didn't get into it. They're going to be forced to get into it. And that's when we're going to see this kind of stuff go mainstream. And this is why right now, before everybody panics, before everybody freaks out, before everybody is forced to adapt to AI, this is your opportunity. So what does it look like for you to actually get into an AI marketing business now? Well, number one, you don't have established competition, so you kind of become the expert by default. You're not going to be fighting against agencies that have 10 years of experience, 20,000 case studies, 30,000 five-star reviews, and 500 employees, because you're literally one of the first people getting into this type of business. And so that means that the bar, the expectations for what it is to work with a professional company isn't that high, because all the business owners understand that the AI industry is new. And that means everybody getting into the AI industry is new. Any other type of business you go start right now, that you go to get into right now, you're going to be facing massive competition from the people that have been around and that have reputation. But because AI is new, everybody's starting on an even playing field. The second thing going on is that people don't really have that high expectations for AI right now, as crazy as that sounds. And what I mean by that is business owners don't necessarily understand everything that AI is capable of. And so when you're talking to them, you don't have to be the guy that can solve every single one of their problems. You don't have to be the person that has access to the highest levels of technology, because even if you can solve just a small problem that they're facing on a day-to-day basis, to them, that's cool. And so we're still at that phase where just being good enough is okay. And that gives you the breathing room to learn as you go and to get better as you go. Because what's going to happen is a year or two from now, when the AI marketing industry is a little bit more mature, is that business owners are going to have higher expectations for what you're capable of, what you can do. But right now is that moment where the bar is pretty low. And this idea of there being kind of a low bar, just to put it into perspective for you, I want you to imagine that you went and you hired a plumber because you had a leaky pipe. They showed up the same day. They fixed the situation in an hour, cleaned up after themselves. You would be thrilled because you had your problem solved. And the thing is, that is not exceptional plumbing. That is just competent plumbing. But because everyone expects plumbers to flake, reschedule 3 times, and leave a mess, basic competence feels amazing. And it's the same thing with AI services right now. If you can set up a basic AI agent that can answer phone calls for business owners and schedule appointments, that's magic to them. If you can have an AI powered chat widget on their website that's getting them more leads, that's magic to them. If you can automate them getting more reviews for their business or getting more referrals, that's magic for them. Point being is that basic AI competency right now feels like magic because everyone has such low expectations. And the third thing that's going on is because there's no established market rates for AI services, you get to charge based on value, not based off of competition. Because in 2028, when there's going to be 47 other agencies in town offering the same types of AI services, then price does become a differentiator and it turns into a race to the bottom. But when there's maybe only 2 or 3 people in your area who can actually implement AI solutions for local businesses, you get to charge what your value is worth to them. And if you do a good job for them, they're going to be lifelong clients of yours. And so let me address the stuff that's probably running through your head right now if you are somebody that's interested in starting an AI business. The first thing that people think of is that they think they're not technical enough to get into the AI business. But what you need to understand is a couple of things. Number one, nobody is born a technical person. There are only people in this world that one day made the decision to learn this stuff. It's like any other skill out there. Imagine how silly it would be for somebody to say like, "Oh, I can't get in shape. I can get fit because I'm not a cardio person. I'm not a fit person. I've never been. I don't know how to run. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff." It'd be silly. You'd tell them like, "Yeah, that's the whole point. You go to the gym and you learn how to get in shape. You learn cardio. That's the point of training." And the second thing to understand is that the tools aren't complicated themselves, where we're not going and working for Meta or Anthropic or Google and developing AIs behind the scenes. No, we're taking the tools that are built with AI that are designed to be beginner friendly, and that's what we're using. To give you an example, let's just say 6 years ago, if you wanted to automate something, you would need to spend months learning how to code, or you would need to go and hire a developer. Most automation building is just drag and drop, connect this to that, write a prompt, hit save. And I'm not saying that there's zero learning involved in this, because there is learning, but it takes a couple of weeks instead of a couple of years. And you're not having to go hire experts because everyday normal people can just go and learn this kind of stuff. And your advantage is that while everyone else is still skeptical or thinks AI is a scam or thinks that online businesses are a scam and are moving at a very slow pace, you can get started right now. And then by the time they catch up, you've got a 12-month lead on them. The second concern that I've seen people have is they just wonder like, is AI going to be hype just like drop shipping was, just like crypto was, just like all these other types of side hustles were? And that's a fair question. And the answer is no, AI is not hype. When the internet was created, it gave birth to the digital marketing industry. And since then, the digital marketing industry has evolved, where it started off with search engine optimization on Google, and then we started to add pay per click. And then when Meta became a thing, Facebook ads became a skill. And even though getting into those traditional forms of marketing is hard these days, they're not hype. There's a lot of money being made in them. And there's thousands of multi-million-dollar companies that are digital marketing agencies. It's just that the next evolution of the digital marketing industry is AI. And then lastly, for those of you that are thinking about starting an online business, the kind of other big concern that people have is like, well, what if I try and I fail? And I'm going to give you the honest answer here, but I want to share a little story with you. When I was getting into the world of learning how to make money online, I failed 6 businesses. But the thing that kept me going was that I understood what the payoff was going to be, which is number one, not having a cap on how much money I can make. Number two, being able to make that money from anywhere in the world. And number three, being in control of my income instead of at the mercy of the economy or my boss. And to me, I had this big dream where I wanted to be able to travel. I wanted to be able to provide enough money for my parents, my spouse, my future spouse, be able to take care of my future kids, and have a life where I wasn't necessarily worried about money. And I understood that that wasn't going to come from a 9 to 5. And so to me, my dream was so big that even if I did fail a couple of times, it was going to be worth it because I knew that if I kept doing something long enough, eventually I would succeed. And so this idea of, well, what if I try and fail? It's like, so what? At least you're learning something valuable and you're getting one step closer to whatever your dream of, whatever your dream is, of financial freedom, of time freedom, of location freedom. But the worst thing that you can do is just to give up on having this better life because you're afraid of failing. Because let me tell you, you probably will fail. To this day, I fail probably on a weekly basis, if not more. But when you're an entrepreneur, that kind of stuff doesn't bother you because nobody's stopping you from picking yourself back up and to keep going. You don't get that kind of luxury in the 9 to 5 world where if you fail, you get fired. And so it's a really big deal. But in entrepreneurship, you're back at it an hour later or the next day. But if your fear of failure outweighs your desire for a better life, then you're just not cut out to be an entrepreneur because you're going to spend months, if not years, thinking about it, researching, and ultimately, you're never going to start anything. Entrepreneurship rewards the people that move fast and that are decisive. And if that's not you, make a decision. Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to have these bigger things in life? If you do, then understand you need to become a decisive person and you need to move quickly. And to put it into context, the way that I got into AI was about 2 years ago, where I started to see the writing on the wall. But because I had missed out on so many other opportunities in the past, where I missed out on crypto, I missed out on the e-com boom, missed out on social media agencies back when they were just sprouting, I knew that this was going to be the next big thing. And I knew that I wanted to get in early. And so I moved quickly and I started slowly pivoting everything that I was doing towards AI. And for the first year that I was learning about AI and starting to use it, it wasn't even commercially viable or that useful. But I knew that in the future it would be. And so that if I could get a head start, that was going to lead to a massive advantage. And that paid off. And so step by step, let's get practical. I want to give you a path forward because how do you actually capture this opportunity? Number one, because AI is just such like this broad thing, there's a million things that you can do with it. You got to narrow it down to something specific. And kind of the mistake that people make here is they pick something that's really complicated. So they start learning about like make.com or N8N. They don't pick a niche. So now they're building custom AIs and custom automations for everybody. And they just create a really overcomplicated business model, which by the way, is a mistake that I'm guilty of too. And what I've seen over the years is that the way to make the most money is just to have something simple that you can copy and paste and repeat over and over. And there's a couple of really simple micro AI business models to get into right now, where option A is AI powered chatbots. And I know regular chatbots have been around for a while, but not necessarily AI powered ones like the ones we have today. And the reason they matter so much is because businesses need to respond to leads that are coming in 24/7. And if they have an AI powered chatbot on their website, they can typically get 20 to 30% more leads from their online traffic. These new advanced chatbots, they can talk with leads, have full blown conversations with them, educate them, qualify them, book appointments, and they integrate directly into most businesses' backends. And so it's one of the easiest, most brain dead ways to help a business make more money. Number two is going to be AI powered follow-up systems. So kind of one of the biggest holes that most local businesses have is that they don't respond to leads fast enough, where let's say a lead comes in, if that lead isn't contacted within a couple of seconds, the chances of them becoming a customer goes down by 40%. And so just by having a system that instantly contacts the lead and then keeps following up with them to get them to convert over a 6-month time period, you can sometimes increase conversion rates for businesses by up to 40%. And the reason why is because only 20% of buyers make a decision within 30 days. And then there's another 40% that buy over a 6-month time period. And so just having AI powered follow-up systems, that's one of the biggest and easiest things that you can do to generate more revenue for a local business. And remember, when you're making more money for them, you're making more money for yourself. Where number three is just going to be AI powered websites, where every year there are hundreds of thousands of business owners that are just starting, getting something going, and all of them need a website because the name of the game is having a digital presence these days. You can use AI to build a beautiful website in just 1 to 2 hours and start selling those for $750 to $2,000 a pop. And the cool thing is, you can take all three of these micro business models that I've shown you and turn it into a full service agency if you wanted to. Stack it all together, charge bigger monthly retainers. But the point is, whether you want something smaller or bigger, you have access to both. So that's step one. It's like, let's pick a really simple business model, something that we can copy and paste, and something where AI is going to do most of the work for us. Step two is that you have to use the right tools. Now, here's where I'm going to be straight with you. You can piece this together with 15 different tools. You can use a CRM here, an automation platform there, 8NN here, Make.com there, Closebot for your chatbot, Calendly for your calendar system, and you can make it a really big mess and make it complicated. Or you can use something that puts it all in one place. Right now, there's several tools out there that label themselves as all-in-one platforms, but I personally have been using Go High Level since 2019, and it's something that I use to this day. In fact, if I had to just keep a single tool for my marketing agency, it would be Go High Level. Now, full transparency, there's a link in the description below. It's going to get you a 30-day free trial of Go High Level, and if I can teach you how to use it well enough, help you get your first customer, and you become a Go High Level customer, then I'll get a commission for helping you become successful. Now, I'm telling you this up front because I was recommending Go High Level even before I was an affiliate for them. In fact, the first couple of weeks when I came across Go High Level, I was so excited. I was jumping out of bed literally like a kid, jumping out of bed every day because I was that excited to go dig into it and work on it. And I was calling all my friends, all my marketing friends, and like telling them all about it. And eventually I got a message from High Level and they were like, hey, we have an affiliate program. And that's how I became an affiliate. But even before that, I was still recommending them to everyone that I knew. Why? Because it's one tool that does everything and it is freaking amazing. It is freaking amazing and it is beginner friendly. And when you're starting out, the most important thing that you need is education. And so as part of my partnership with them, if you do decide to start a free trial of Go High Level, I'm going to send you a free course that's going to teach you how to use it and how to get your first couple of clients completely for free. Either way, even if Go High Level isn't what you want to use, the point is get a tool that's beginner friendly, that's simple, and that makes it easy to scale. Step three is just landing your first client. Now, this is where people overthink it. Your first client doesn't have to be something big. They just need to be a real business with a real problem that you can solve. And the simple way to get clients right now is just start the education process, start learning how AI works, and then just start talking to people about it. You're going to be shocked how many business owners or how many salespeople or how many entrepreneurs you're connected with that you probably never knew, that the second you start telling them you're learning about AI, you're learning how to automate things for businesses, how to market for them, they're going to be reaching out to you and they're going to want more information from you. Like, hey, talk to me. What are you learning? What can you do? Talk to your barber, talk to your dentist, talk to the trainers at your gym, talk to your friends, talk to your family members. This is the easiest way to get clients and everybody just overthinks it. And especially start thinking about the businesses that you visit. What do you wish they would do better? And then you can build the AI solutions and offer it to them. The point is that right now, you don't have to beg people to become your client. Instead, what you're going to find is that if you're not trying to pitch people, you're not being overly salesy, and instead you're just authentically curious and you enjoy learning about AI and learning a new skill and you start talking to people, they're going to come to you. Now, the AI marketing business is a business that I've scaled myself. We're bringing in somewhere between 50 to 70K a month with it. Now, look, this is the kind of business that you can scale to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K a month, but don't worry about that yet. Just worry about getting your feet wet, getting your first client, getting some experience, because even if you're only making an extra 4 or 5 grand a month, I'm willing to bet that if you had that amount of passive income coming in, that would give you breathing room to grow. And then step 4 is just that you're going to deliver results and you're going to document. Whatever your first client is, you don't even have to charge them if you don't want to, because the valuable and more important thing is getting a case study. A case study is just proof that you were able to deliver results. Because when we have proof that we deliver results, we now have credibility. And when we have credibility, we can get clients way faster. And your sales pitch just becomes your credibility. Hey, I was able to do XYZ for this gym owner. Would you like me to do the same for you? And then step 5, as you're ready to grow the business, you're going to be able to expand your services because you're going to be learning more AI skills. And naturally, you're going to be able to raise your prices because you're able to deliver more value. Now, look, we've gone over a lot in this video, but one thing that we haven't gone over is, are you going to make the decision to start, or are you going to do what the 99% do and just put it off? Because think of it like this. It's like knowing exactly what workout to follow. You can have the perfect plan. You can know what gym you're going to go to. You can have every piece of information that you need. But look, at some point, you just got to go in there and pick up the weights. The people who are going to win in the AI space, they're not the smartest one or the most technical ones. They're just the fastest ones that get in there and start getting real world client experience while everyone else is just still thinking about it. And please understand that this window of opportunity, it is going to go away. Everything that I said about low competition, low expectations, that has an expiration date. Every month that goes by, more people figure this stuff out. There's more tutorials getting posted, more agencies launching. The window doesn't close overnight, but every day that goes by, it does close just a little bit more. The time to build your reputation and to get started is now, so do not let this opportunity slip by. And so if you want to get started for free, you can check out the link below for the Go High Level free trial, as well as the bonus course that I send you. Or if you want to work with me directly to get your AI business set up, I'm going to leave a link to that below as well. Next, if you have any questions about this business model, how it would work for a specific industry, or anything that you want to ask at all, then just leave your questions in the comments below. I do read every single one of the comments because this channel is still small. And so take advantage of that. And no, it's not because I want to farm for engagement metrics, because you actually going and typing your questions means that you're starting to think about it seriously. Anyways, the AI opportunity is real. The timing is right. The only variable left is whether you're going to do something about it. I'll see you in the next one.